Power never announces itself. It does not shout. It does not argue. It does not try to convince you. It simply moves. And suddenly everyone follows. You think people respect honesty. You think loyalty keeps relationships stable. You think intelligence is enough to rise above others. But history tells a darker story. The people who quietly shape the world are not always the smartest. They are not always the strongest. And they are rarely the most moral. They are the ones who understand something uncomfortable. Human beings do not respond to truth. They respond to perception. They do not follow fairness. They follow advantage. And they do not stay loyal when power appears somewhere else. Niccolò Machiavelli observed this centuries ago, watching rulers rise and fall in Renaissance Italy. He saw alliances form in the morning and collapse before night. He saw friends betray each other not because they hated one another, but because opportunity changed direction. And from this chaos, he understood a silent rule. Power belongs to those who understand human nature, not those who trust it. Imagine a ruler sitting quietly in a dimly lit chamber. Around him stand advisors, soldiers, and loyal supporters. They speak confidently about unity, loyalty, and strength. They promise they will stand by him no matter what happens. But the ruler does not believe them. He has seen this before. He knows loyalty is strongest when there is no alternative. But the moment another leader rises, stronger, richer, more promising, those same loyal voices begin to shift. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but slowly. One advisor becomes quieter. Another begins to question decisions. One supporter starts praising the rising rival. And within days, the ruler who believed in loyalty stands alone. Machiavelli did not see this as betrayal. He saw it as human nature. People move toward safety. People move toward advantage. People move toward power. And the first law of dark intelligence emerges from this realization. The intelligent person never depends on loyalty alone. They build influence that survives even when loyalty fades, because they understand something dangerous. When people stay loyal, it is rarely because of love. It is because leaving feels risky. The moment leaving feels safe, loyalty disappears. This is why powerful individuals never rely on emotional bonds. They create invisible pressure. They become necessary. They control outcomes in subtle ways that make betrayal feel costly. To everyone else, it looks like respect. But underneath, it is calculated stability. Machiavelli once described how rulers maintained control not by force, but by shaping dependency. A leader who distributes rewards carefully, who controls opportunities, who becomes the gatekeeper of progress, does not need to demand loyalty. People give it automatically, not because they want to, but because losing that connection feels dangerous. This is dark intelligence. It does not force, it arranges. It does not threaten, it positions. It does not demand loyalty. It makes disloyalty uncomfortable. And once you see this, you begin to notice it everywhere. The quiet manager everyone tries to impress. The friend who subtly controls decisions. The colleague who never argues, yet always gets their way. They are not louder than others. They are not more aggressive. But they understand something deeper. Influence grows strongest when it is invisible. Because people resist control, but they do not resist guidance. This is the difference between obvious power and silent power. Obvious power creates enemies. Silent power creates followers. And Machiavelli understood that the most intelligent individuals choose silence. They observe first. They learn weaknesses. They understand motivations. Then they move carefully. Never too fast. Never too obvious. Because the moment power becomes visible, resistance begins. So the truly intelligent person does something unexpected. They appear harmless. They speak calmly. They avoid dominating conversations. They let others feel important. They even allow others to believe they are in control. But behind this calm surface, they shape direction. A decision here, a suggestion there, a small shift in perception. And slowly, the entire environment moves where they want. This is the second truth Machiavelli understood. People resist authority, but they rarely resist ideas they think are their own. Though dark intelligence never imposes, it implants. Imagine two leaders. One gives orders, the other asks questions. The first creates compliance. The second creates belief. And belief is far more powerful than obedience, because obedience disappears when authority weakens. But belief continues, even when the leader is silent. This is why powerful individuals often seem passive. They do not need to dominate. They let others do it for them. They plant direction quietly and watch others carry it forward. Machiavelli saw this when observing political figures who rarely spoke in public debates. While others argued loudly, these quiet figures waited. They listened. They understood who feared what, who wanted power, who needed recognition. Then they spoke only when necessary. And when they did, their words felt decisive, because they were not reacting. They were controlling timing. Timing is the hidden weapon of dark intelligence. Most people speak too early. They reveal intentions too quickly. They push before understanding the environment. But the intelligent person waits. They allow others to expose themselves. They allow rivals to create mistakes. They allow emotions to settle. Then they move when resistance is lowest, and suddenly it appears effortless. People call it luck. They call it natural leadership. They call it intelligence. But it is none of those things. It is patience combined with understanding. Machiavelli believed that those who master timing rarely lose power, because they never fight unnecessary battles. They choose moments carefully. They let others exhaust themselves. They let conflicts weaken opposition. And when they step in, they appear as the solution. This is the third layer of dark intelligence. Power grows fastest when you appear as the answer, not the aggressor. Because people trust solutions, they fear aggressors. And the most intelligent individuals prefer trust, even when they control everything behind the scenes. This is why they avoid emotional reactions. They do not reveal anger easily. They do not defend themselves immediately. They do not try to win every argument. They understand something subtle. Winning arguments creates resistance. Winning outcomes creates authority. So they sacrifice small victories to control the larger direction. To others, it looks like weakness, but over time the pattern becomes clear. They lose conversations, but they win influence. They step back, but decisions move in their favor. They remain calm, while others become emotional, and gradually people begin to follow them, without knowing why. This is the psychology of power Machiavelli described. Not dominance, not force, but controlled perception. Because whoever controls perception controls direction. And the most dangerous part of this intelligence is that it rarely feels threatening. It feels natural. It feels reasonable. It feels calm. But underneath, it is deliberate. And once you understand this, you begin to realize something unsettling. The most powerful person in the room is often the quietest one, the one observing, the one not reacting, the one allowing others to reveal themselves. Because they are not participating in the chaos, they are studying it. And when they move, everything changes. This is where dark intelligence begins, not with control, but with understanding, not with dominance, but with patience, not with force, but with silent influence. And those who master it rarely need to fight for power. Power simply moves toward them, because human nature always follows the one who understands it best. And Machiavelli knew that understanding people is far more powerful than controlling them. Because once you understand them, control becomes effortless. And this is only the beginning. The deeper laws of Machiavellian intelligence become even more unsettling, because they reveal why kindness alone cannot protect you, why intelligence alone cannot elevate you, and why loyalty alone cannot save you. The next law exposes something most people never notice. Powerful individuals do not compete directly. They change the game itself. And when they do, everyone else plays by rules they never agreed to. The fourth law of Machiavellian dark intelligence begins with a simple observation. Powerful people rarely fight on equal ground. They don't enter competitions where outcomes are uncertain. They don't rely on fair comparisons. They don't gamble their position on direct confrontation. Instead, they quietly reshape the environment until winning becomes natural. Most people try to become stronger than their rivals. The Machiavellian mind does something more subtle. They make their rivals irrelevant. Imagine two advisors competing for influence inside a ruler's court. One speaks loudly, presenting bold ideas and challenging others directly. The other remains calm, rarely disagreeing, often supporting the discussion. To everyone watching, the loud advisor appears dominant. But something else is happening. The quiet advisor begins building relationships outside the room. He helps the ruler privately. He solves problems before they become visible. He becomes the person information flows through. Weeks pass. When the ruler needs advice, he no longer asks the loud advisor first. He naturally turns to the quiet one. Not because the quiet advisor fought harder, but because he repositioned himself. This is how the game changes. The loud advisor tried to win inside the arena. The quiet advisor changed where the arena existed. And once that shift happened, the outcome was inevitable. Machiavelli observed this repeatedly. Those who seek power directly create resistance. Those who shape the environment remove resistance before it appears. This is why dark intelligence avoids obvious competition. Because competition creates enemies. Positioning creates dependence. When people depend on you, they stop seeing you as a rival. They see you as necessary. And necessary individuals are rarely challenged. This leads to the fifth law. Powerful individuals control information flow. They do not need to hide everything. They simply control what reaches whom and when. Most people think influence comes from speaking, but Machiavelli understood influence often comes from filtering. Imagine a leader surrounded by conflicting opinions. One advisor exaggerates danger. Another promises success. A third remains neutral. Now imagine someone quietly shaping which information reaches the leader first. That person does not argue. They do not dominate. They simply decide what the leader sees. Over time, the leader's perception changes, decisions shift, trust forms, and the person controlling information controls direction. This is why dark intelligence values listening more than speaking. When you speak, you reveal yourself. When you listen, you learn how to guide others. Machiavelli once described rulers who appeared indecisive in public but made precise decisions privately. They were not confused. They were gathering perspectives, studying motives, and understanding who pushed which narrative. Then they chose carefully. Because once you understand who benefits from each idea, you understand the hidden power structure. This is why intelligent individuals rarely react immediately. They observe who speaks first. They notice who agrees quickly. They see who remains silent. Silence reveals more than arguments. The person who speaks first often seeks influence. The person who agrees quickly often seeks approval. The person who remains calm often understands the deeper game. Dark intelligence reads these signals, and once it understands them, it begins shaping perceptions subtly. A compliment here, a doubt there, a suggestion planted quietly. Over time, people begin aligning without realizing why. This is not manipulation in the obvious sense. It is psychological gravity. The environment slowly pulls decisions in a chosen direction. And the most powerful individuals master this gravity. They do not push. They attract. They do not command. They guide. They do not demand trust. They create comfort. Because comfort lowers resistance, and lowered resistance increases influence. This leads to the sixth law. Power grows stronger when others believe they benefit from your success. Most people try to win alone. Dark intelligence wins by linking others' gains to their own. Imagine a leader who rewards loyalty openly. People support him because they receive benefits. But this loyalty is fragile. The moment reward stops, support fades. Now imagine a leader who helps others rise. He gives opportunities, shares credit, and creates success for those around him. Over time, those individuals tie their progress to his presence. If he falls, they fall. So they protect him, not out of loyalty, but out of self-interest. Machiavelli understood this perfectly. He observed rulers who maintained power not through fear alone, but through shared outcomes. When allies prospered under them, those allies defended them instinctively, because protecting the ruler meant protecting themselves. This is deeper than friendship. It is structured dependence, and structured dependence is far stronger than emotional loyalty. This is why powerful individuals often appear generous. They are not giving randomly. They are investing strategically. They create networks of benefit. And once enough people benefit from their presence, removing them becomes risky. So opposition weakens before it begins. This is dark intelligence operating quietly. Most people think power comes from authority. But Machiavelli knew power often comes from being difficult to replace. If removing you creates instability, you become untouchable. And this is exactly what intelligent individuals build. They become the connector, the decision stabilizer, the trusted interpreter, the quiet problem solver. They do not dominate visibly. They become essential invisibly. And once this happens, something interesting occurs. People begin defending them, even when they are silent, because losing them feels dangerous. This is how silent control emerges, not through force, but through perceived necessity. Machiavelli believed this was the safest form of power, because visible dominance invites rebellion, invisible necessity invites protection, and the most intelligent individuals prefer protection over dominance. They do not want to be feared openly. They want to be relied upon quietly, because reliance is stable. Fear fades. Reliance persists. This brings us to another uncomfortable truth. Powerful individuals rarely reveal their full intelligence. They allow others to underestimate them, because being underestimated removes resistance. When people think you are harmless, they stop guarding themselves. They speak freely. They reveal intentions. They expose weaknesses, and dark intelligence collects this quietly. Machiavelli admired leaders who appeared calm, even passive, while quietly observing everything. They rarely displayed superiority. They allowed others to feel confident. Then when the moment came, they acted decisively, and everyone was surprised. This surprise is not accidental. It is cultivated. The intelligent person does not need recognition early. They need advantage later, so they remain patient. They let others compete. They let rivals reveal strategies. They let ambition expose itself. Then they move when clarity appears. And when they move, resistance is minimal. This is the seventh layer forming. Control grows strongest when others never see you as a threat. Threats unite people. Harmless individuals are ignored, and being ignored is powerful, because you can shape the environment quietly. Machiavelli saw this repeatedly in politics. Loud leaders created enemies quickly. Quiet leaders built influence slowly. Over time, the quiet ones gained control without triggering conflict. And when conflict finally appeared, they were already protected, because people trusted them, not out of loyalty, but out of comfort. And comfort is one of the strongest psychological anchors. People defend what makes them feel stable. Dark intelligence becomes that stability, calm voice, measured decisions, predictable presence. But beneath that calm, calculation, because stability builds trust. Trust builds influence. Influence builds power. And by the time anyone realizes what happened, the structure is already in place. This is why Machiavelli's understanding of power feels unsettling. It does not rely on aggression. It relies on psychology. It does not require dominance. It requires patience. It does not force submission. It creates alignment. And alignment is far stronger than obedience, because obedient people leave when authority weakens. Aligned people stay, because they believe in the direction. This is how silent power sustains itself. It spreads through perception. It grows through comfort. It stabilizes through dependence. And those who master it rarely need to defend their position, because others defend it for them. The next law becomes even more subtle, because it explains why powerful individuals sometimes allow small losses. They understand something most people never do. Losing strategically can increase control. The eighth law of Machiavellian dark intelligence is one of the most misunderstood. Powerful individuals are willing to lose, but only in ways that strengthen their position. To most people, losing is failure. To the Machiavellian mind, losing can be investment. Imagine a ruler negotiating with a rival. The rival demands a small concession, territory, influence, or recognition. The ruler agrees calmly without resistance. Observers see weakness. They whisper that the ruler is losing control. But something else happens. The rival relaxes. The rival becomes confident. the rival stops preparing for resistance. Meanwhile, the ruler studies the new balance carefully. He learns how the rival behaves after victory. He observes which allies shift. He understands who celebrates and who worries. And then, at the right moment, he moves. The rival, comfortable after winning, is unprepared. The ruler regains more than he gave away, not by force, but by timing. Machiavelli believed that small, calculated losses often create large strategic advantages, because people reveal their true nature when they think they are winning. Victory lowers caution. Confidence weakens discipline. Success exposes ambition, and dark intelligence watches quietly. This is why powerful individuals do not fight every battle. They choose which ones to win and which ones to appear to lose. Because appearing flexible builds trust. Appearing calm builds confidence. Appearing non-threatening lowers defenses. And once defenses drop, influence grows. This is deeply psychological. Most people guard themselves against obvious threats. They rarely guard themselves against cooperative individuals. So the Machiavellian mind sometimes agrees, yields, or steps back. Not because they are weak, but because they are positioning. They allow others to feel comfortable, and comfort creates exposure. Once exposed, patterns become visible. Weaknesses become clear. Motivations become predictable. Then power shifts quietly. Machiavelli observed leaders who survived crises not by resisting immediately, but by retreating strategically. They allowed opposition to overextend. They allowed enemies to celebrate early. Then they returned stronger, because patience multiplies intelligence. This is the essence of dark intelligence. Not reacting emotionally, not protecting ego, not chasing immediate victory. Instead, protecting long-term control. This is why intelligent individuals often remain calm during criticism. They do not rush to defend themselves. They do not fight every accusation. They allow noise to pass, because defending too quickly gives power to the attacker. Silence, on the other hand, creates uncertainty. People begin questioning the attacker. They wonder if the accusation matters. They observe reactions, and gradually the emotional energy fades. The intelligent person steps in only when necessary, and when they do, the calm response appears stronger than emotional defense. This is controlled perception. Powerful individuals understand that emotional reactions reveal insecurity. Calm responses signal authority, so they choose calm, even when they are attacked, even when they are doubted, even when they are challenged, because they understand something subtle. People trust those who appear unaffected. Calmness suggests confidence. Confidence suggests control. Control attracts followers. This is why Machiavelli admired leaders who maintained composure even in chaos. Their calm presence made others feel stable, and people naturally follow stability. This leads to the final and most important law. Powerful individuals never reveal their full intentions. They move step by step. They reveal direction slowly. They allow outcomes to unfold naturally, because clear intentions create resistance. When people know your destination, they decide whether to support or oppose you. But when your path unfolds gradually, they adapt without realizing. This is silent control. Imagine someone slowly guiding a conversation. They do not state their conclusion immediately. They ask questions. They introduce ideas. They allow others to speak. Gradually, the group arrives at the same conclusion. Everyone feels involved. Everyone feels heard. Everyone feels the decision is shared. But the direction was shaped from the beginning. This is not force. It is psychological steering. Machiavelli understood that people resist commands, but they accept conclusions they helped create. So dark intelligence leads without appearing to lead. It influences without appearing to influence. It controls without appearing to control. This is why the most powerful individuals rarely seek attention. Visibility invites scrutiny. Scrutiny invites resistance. Instead, they operate quietly. They allow others to take credit. They allow others to appear dominant. They allow others to speak loudly. Meanwhile, they shape outcomes. Over time, something interesting happens. People begin to associate them with stability. They begin to trust their presence. They begin to seek their approval, and without ever demanding power, they gain it. This is the psychology Machiavelli observed. Power is rarely seized violently. It is accumulated silently. Through perception, through patience, through positioning. Those who master this do not need to dominate. They become the center naturally. Others orbit around them without realizing why. And the most unsettling truth is this: they rarely appear dangerous. They appear calm, measured, reasonable, even kind. But behind that calm, awareness. They see motivations. They read insecurity. They understand ambition. They predict behavior. And because they understand people, they shape them, not through force, but through direction. This is why Machiavellian intelligence feels invisible. You rarely notice it while it is happening. Only later do you realize decisions moved in a certain direction, and no one knows exactly when. That is silent power. It does not shock. It does not threaten. It does not announce. It simply guides until reality changes, and once reality changes, it becomes normal. Machiavelli believed this was the highest form of control, not domination, but inevitability. When outcomes feel natural, no one resists them, and the person guiding them remains unchallenged. This is the dark intelligence of power, understanding people deeply, moving patiently, positioning quietly, winning without visible conflict. Most people try to become powerful, but the Machiavellian mind becomes something else. It becomes necessary. It becomes trusted. It becomes stable. It becomes invisible influence. And once someone reaches that level, power follows them naturally. Not because they demanded it, but because everyone else adjusted around them. This is how silent control truly works. Not through fear, not through force, but through psychology. And those who understand this begin to see the world differently. They notice who speaks less but decides more. They notice who never argues but shapes outcomes. They notice who appears calm, yet everyone listens. These are the individuals practicing dark intelligence. They do not chase power. They let power come to them because they understand the final truth Machiavelli left behind. People do not follow the strongest. They follow the one who understands them best. And once you understand people, you never need to force control again. Control becomes silent, and silent control is the most powerful form of all. There's a moment when power becomes visible, not when someone shouts, not when someone dominates, but when everyone begins to look toward the same person before making decisions. That is when silent control is complete. No announcement, no title, no obvious authority, yet the direction flows through them. Machiavelli understood that this is the highest form of dark intelligence because it does not rely on fear, loyalty, or force. It relies on something deeper. Psychological gravity. People naturally move toward the one who appears calm in chaos. They trust the one who speaks less but understands more. They follow the one who seems to know outcomes before they happen. And over time, this trust becomes influence. Influence becomes dependence. Dependence becomes power. This is the final law. Powerful individuals do not chase control. They become the center others orbit around. Most people try to dominate the room. They speak loudly, defend their ideas, and fight for recognition. But this approach creates tension. It forces others into opposition. It makes power visible, and visible power invites resistance. Dark intelligence does the opposite. It removes tension. It creates comfort. It appears neutral. And because it appears neutral, people lower their guard. They share thoughts freely. They reveal fears. They expose ambitions. And quietly, the intelligent individual connects these pieces. They understand who fears losing status, who seeks approval, who wants recognition, who follows strength. Once these motivations are clear, control becomes effortless. Not through commands, but through alignment. A suggestion placed in the right direction. A decision framed as stability. An idea introduced at the perfect moment. And gradually, outcomes shift. No one feels forced. No one feels controlled. But everyone moves in the same direction. This is why Machiavelli believed that understanding human nature is the true foundation of power. Because people rarely act logically. They act emotionally, socially, and instinctively. They move toward safety. They follow confidence. They trust calm authority. They abandon instability. Dark intelligence simply uses this reality. It does not fight human nature. It guides it. This is what makes it powerful and unsettling. Because the person using it rarely looks dangerous. They look thoughtful, measured, even quiet. But behind that calm, precision, they choose when to speak. They choose what to reveal. They choose where influence flows. And over time, they become the silent architect of outcomes. Machiavelli observed rulers who never appeared dominant. Yet everyone waited for their reaction before acting. He saw advisors who rarely argued, yet their ideas always became policy. He saw leaders who seemed gentle, yet no decision moved without them. These individuals did not control openly. They shaped perception, and perception shapes reality. Once people believe someone is stable, wise, and necessary, they naturally give them influence. No force required, no authority demanded. This is why dark intelligence often looks like patience. While others rush, they observe. While others argue, they listen. While others reveal, they conceal. And when the moment comes, they act quietly, not dramatically, not emotionally, but precisely. And because their actions are precise, resistance is minimal. The environment has already shifted. People are already aligned. The outcome already feels natural. This is silent power at its peak. It does not need validation. It does not seek attention. It does not fight for dominance. It simply exists, and everything adjusts around it. Machiavelli believed that this form of intelligence is rare because it requires discipline. Most people cannot resist reacting emotionally. They defend themselves too quickly. They argue too loudly. They reveal intentions too early. But the intelligent individual does the opposite. They remain calm when attacked. They remain silent when others boast. They remain patient when opportunities appear. Because they understand something deeper. Power grows strongest in silence. Noise attracts resistance. Silence builds mystery. Mystery creates influence. And influence, once established, becomes difficult to remove. This is why the most powerful individuals often seem ordinary. They do not appear dominant. They do not look threatening. They blend into the environment, yet decisions flow through them. This quiet authority is what Machiavelli described as the psychology of power. Not force, but inevitability. When influence becomes invisible, it becomes unstoppable. Because no one fights what they cannot see. And by the time they realize it, the structure is already built. This is the final truth of Machiavellian dark intelligence. Power is not about controlling people directly. It is about shaping the environment so control happens naturally. Not pushing, but guiding. Not forcing, but aligning. Not dominating, but becoming necessary. Those who master this rarely struggle for power. Power moves toward them, because human nature always follows calm confidence, quiet understanding, and perceived stability. And the person who embodies those traits becomes the silent center. Machiavelli watched kingdoms rise and fall. He saw leaders destroyed by arrogance, emotion, and impatience. But he also saw a few individuals remain stable while everything changed. They did not fight harder. They understood deeper. They did not chase power. They allowed power to settle around them. And that is the essence of dark intelligence. To understand people without revealing everything. To influence quietly without demanding control. To shape outcomes without visible force. Because the most powerful mind is not the loudest. It is the calmest. The most dangerous intelligence is not aggressive. It is patient. And the strongest control is not obvious. It is silent. When you begin to see this, you start noticing it everywhere. The quiet decision maker. The calm observer, the person everyone consults without knowing why. These are the ones practicing Machiavellian intelligence. They do not dominate the world. They guide it. And the unsettling part is, most people never realize it is happening until everything has already changed.